Welcome to the show. You're watching Bullseye Disc Golf TV. I'm Steve Yang, and I'm your commentator today. And you're watching the 2016 Oregon Disc Golf Championship, Round 3, final round, Trojan Park. This is 2016. Our tournament director is Jeff Haggerty. He's also the tournament director for the Beaver State Fling, and he's our Oregon State coordinator. This video is brought to you by FreshDiscGolf.com. So head over there, check them out, and they help us out a lot, man. Our lead card for round 3, Daniel Espinosa, Moe Lockwood, Ryan Tech, and Scott Withers. Hole 3, it's an interesting hole. The water's not much of a factor. I've never seen anybody throw in it. But the grass across the water is in, and the grass where the basket is in, and everything else is out. Moe Lockwood is first up on the box. He's from Myrtle Creek, Oregon, and he's been tearing it up. He's been playing a lot of the bigger tournaments and getting pounded on by the big boys, and it's paying off. He's having a lot of success lately. He's been cashing in most of his tournaments, and no one's surprised to see him on the top of the lead card here in the state championships. Let's check out Moe. He's teeing off with a power forehand. He's going with the defender. And that's parked.
Not fair.
Next up, Daniel Espinosa from Grants Pass, Oregon. All these guys are kind of following a similar trajectory. Turning pro, cashing in a few, then cashing in like half of their events, and then finally getting to the point to where you're cashing in almost every tournament you're playing, and now he's on the lead card of a state championship. And that's kind of the fast track. It takes a few years, but here he is. Danny is going Star Destroyer. And that caught an edge and cut rolled back into the out of bounds. Next up, Scott Withers. I believe he's our highest rated golfer in Oregon right now, behind Nate Doss, who's not really from here. So with Nate Sexton in North Carolina, Scott Withers has kind of emerged as the highest rated guy in Oregon. He's in points, cash. He's been tearing it up, and he's got 12 wins in 2017 alone, and he's a contender for this state title here. Scott just playing the safety layup route with the Heiser Bomb mortar.
Out of bounds first round, dude.
Next up, Ryan Tech. Ryan is been dominating Pier Park doubles, and I'm not surprised to see him here. He's been doing pretty good. He's cashing most of his events in 2017, and no one's surprised to see him on the lead card. Ryan's from Vancouver, Washington, and this is a big career moment for Ryan. Ryan's going with the safety layup play, short of the path, playing it for 3. Scott going with the R Pro dart. Gets a bad kick going the wrong direction, but he's still got a putt. Ryan with a little bit maybe better angle there, and he kind of sneaked around that tree. Danny going Lucid Justice, and he almost threw it in.
Yeah. I thought you put that in. Nice. Come on, man.
Scott putting with the AVR. He's gonna be looking at a 4 all 3 rounds, going the safety route. Ryan's a little high, but he sticks. And Moe's park job for 2. It's a good hole. There's always a different sort of spread of scores on that hole. Everybody plays it a little bit different. Next up, hole 4. It's one of these holes with the out of bounds right up the middle of the tee. Not that difficult, but some people kind of find a way to get in trouble. Moe, known for his cannon of a sidearm, has got a good backhand, and he's going defender. Gets good height on it and gets around the corner. Not a lot of trouble, but Ryan finds it, and he hits the tree, but he's in bounds, and he's in the middle, and he's still got a shot. He still has an opportunity to get birdie. A birdie 3 here. Danny going Star Destroyer. And he hits the same tree. Gets a roll toward the rough there. That's going to be a little bit more difficult. Scotty going with the S-Line PD2. That's got good height. And that's pretty much just what you want. And there's the tee pad. That's the regular course tee pad. That's looking good. A little bit tight, maybe. Disc slopes down. The disc tends to like to skip down and left. Danny can't see the basket from there. He's got a tougher shot. He's gonna go nice and wide. With the criminal. Lucid Criminal, and he's in there. Scott with a Heiser Bomb mortar. Plays it a little wide, gets a nice little skip, and he's looking at it. Moe with the shield. He's gonna take a jump putt at it. Ryan skipped into the shoal. He's got a tough 25-footer from the rough. And he sticks it. That's a huge save. That's a big birdie save by Ryan Tech.
Oh yeah.
Danny a little bit weak side. Spit out. And Scott putting it, Big Beat AVR. He gets his 3. And Moe's gonna. That's a turkey. That's 3 in a row for Moe. We missed hole 2. And we're moving on. 3 birds and a par. Moving on to hole 5. Hole 5's an interesting hole. The basket wasn't in when I did this little drone shot type of thing. You got 2 routes. You got this is the inside route. Most people go the outside route. And the basket's in a longer placement. Moe has got the box. He's going the outside hyzer route with the triple X.
Ooh. Where you want to be though?
I wanted to go up higher, more higher.
Ryan's going the outside route. He gets around the tree nicely.
Nice.
And he's up there, up on by the road where you want to be. Scotty going with the Glow Firebird. Gets around the corner and he's up there by the road. Danny looks like he's lining up the straight route and he's going Glow Thunderbird. And that's perfect. Maybe a little low. You see the basket peeking out from behind the tree there.
Man, last year I was warming up.
Scott nice and wide and high up over the out of bounds with the C-line FD3, and he is looking at the basket. That's putting.
Probably me.
Moe with a good looking backhand up and over the road.
Nice shot.
That's a triple X.
Yeah, we both got about the same putt from opposite sides, I think.
Danny with lining up a sidearm. He's going Lucid Criminal. That's a little tight. Gets recorrected and he gets some nice continuation up toward the basket, but I don't think that's going to be close enough. Ryan throwing a more inside, tighter line, and he sort of slides up in there. He's left himself about a 45, 50 footer. That was a good bid, just came up a little short. Scott converts his birdie.
Oh, come on, Mo.
Thanks.
These guys are going to clean up. Danny putting the medium spike trilogy disc, trilogy putter. We got Scotty with the solo deuce on hole 5. Moving on to hole 6. Hole 6 tends to give people a lot of trouble. Let's see how these guys play it. You got water. The path is out of bounds. The water is out of bounds. It's a par 4. Scott going with the S-Line PD2.
Oh.
It's a little wide.
Crazy lucky. Ooh.
And he barely skips back inbounds.
Crazy lucky. Steve's gonna have to edit language out of the video.
Oh, yeah. Mo's going defender, and he kind of overcompensated for Scott's wide shot and went a little too tight, and he's going to be on the edge of the shoal. Ryan going with the backhand turnover, and that's flexing out.
What about the trash can again?
Danny nice and low with the S-Line PD2. And needs to skip. You didn't get a skip. Ryan a little bit wide.
Nope.
Danny going lucid justice. He's gonna lay up in front of the water. Mo is going, looks like a defender again.
Not creepy at all in something like that.
Scott, he's got a wide open look at it. He's going on 11-time Firebird.
Hey, come on, Firebird. Come on, Firebird.
And that's 11, 12 feet. Danny going with the Sexton Firebird. And that's close. Ryan a little bit wide, but he's got to look at it. Mo with the triple X, he just snuggled it right in there. And that's a turkey. That's a turkey for Scott. Ooh. That was a good bid. Danny puts away his putt. And these guys are going to just close out. We got a birdie, two bogeys, and a double bogue. It's a rough hole. Moving on to hole 7. Hole 7, there's not a lot of trouble. You've got the water's out of bounds on the right. You got the road is out of bounds on the left. And it's pretty much a wide open shot, but there's usually a headwind here, so a lot of people flip it into the water. Scott going Star Destroyer, and he's just gonna crank one out there. And it's a little wide, but he gets a skip, and he's about 35 feet. Pin high. Moe going with this Biofusion Defender, the big high flex shot, and oh my word. Woo! That's parked. 525, baby. That's a big sidearm. Danny going Star Destroyer. And that's out there. That's pretty much textbook. Ryan's pretty much textbook. And he's safe. Let's see a replay. Moe Lockwood's big sidearm. Biofusion Defender. Look at this. I need a flight tracker on this. Hard to see it, the blue disc. But that is flexing, flipping, flipping, flexing. And oh my word, look at that. He parked it. That's like 12 feet. Danny. The Justice. Lucid Justice. Little Spike Heiser. Hey! Woo-hoo!
Huge.
Wow.
Get a star frame on that.
Yep. Guess you're not gonna be only birdie mode. So you were happy with it. You knew where you wanted to be. See? All you need.
It's a BEDG TV slow-mo hot shot replay. Let's see this one more time. Danny Espinosa with the Lucid Justice. That's a 2. That's a huge 2. The first 2, that's the first 2 of the tournament on this hole. Danny's on fuego. And Ryan with a little turnover, and he's right up there. Scotty's about circle's edge. It's really windy right here. It's tough putting here. He gives it a good bid. Tickles a little chain. And Moe with the shield. He's going to get a 2 the old-fashioned way, and that's the only 2 2s of the entire tournament right here on this card. Scotty almost got his out. Would have been 3 twos on the same card. That's pretty weird. That's pretty freaky. And Ryan taps in. 2 pars, 2 birds. I'm moving on to hole 8. Hole 8, it's only 325. It's not a long hole, but the tee pad, it's all exposed aggregate, and it's still kind of wet, and so there's no grip. So it's a tough shot. Makes it real tough. We'll see what these guys can do. It's a little dog poop area that's fenced off, and everything else is OB, but you can lay up if you want, but I think these guys are going to go for it. Moe with the triple X. He looks to be short, but I think he's squeaked in there.
I'm hoping. It's slippery on the tee pad.
Danny with the Lucid Criminal. And he came up a little bit short. It's tough there. It's muddy and it's slippery. The cement is terrible and the dirt is terrible.
Throw from there. Throw from the dirt.
Scotty looks to be going for the thumber with the 11-time Firebird. Wow. Wow. He almost threw it in.
Stop rolling.
Got a little bit of roll, but he should be close. Ryan with the backhand.
I like that.
It's flipping.
Going back.
Woo! He almost threw it in for an ace.
Nice work today.
Let's see a slow motion replay on Scott's thumber. Scott Withers going with the 11-time Firebird. Ah, that just looks like it hurts. It's a nice shot to have in your bag of tricks if you can do it. And let's take a look at Ryan's. Ryan Text, nice, great control. Ryan's really good at controlling flippy discs. Turns it over a little bit. Avoids the trees just barely and almost throws it in. It's a nice shot. Danny's drop zone. And he gave it another run. With the harp, I believe. Scotty's in for birdie.
Even on this hole this weekend. Got in and missed the putt. Got out and then got in and made the putt.
Mo's gonna clean up. Ryan Tech with a nice birdie. Danny's going to clean up, and we're moving on to hole 9. 2 birds apart on a bogue. It's tough when someone's bogeying on every other hole. You know it's a tough course. Hole 9, it's a fun hole. You go up and over this hill, and there's not too much trouble, but you do have to throw low, and there's a path on the left side that is out of bounds. Scotty is going Champion Thunderbird. That looks good. As long as you're clean, you should get far enough to
Yeah, it's not gonna be awful.
get up close to that tree line.
50 short, probably.
I like coming over here and watching the ball, you can see everything.
Ryan going roller.
Going right. Still going right.
And he should be okay.
Oh, outside of it, as soon as they hit the ground. It's gonna be close.
I don't know. It's up there somewhere.
Moe's lining up a culvern.
Come out.
It was a
that
little
flat,
low.
That was perfect. If it flattened, I was there.
Danny going to Star Destroyer. He's a little worm burner there. He's got some work to do. If you don't get up far enough, it's a really difficult second shot because there's a lot of trees guarding that basket. Danny going Destroyer again. Moe got down there okay. He's going sidearm with the harp. Danny with the harp. Almost throws it in.
You got it again.
Ryan's closest to pin with that roller. That worked out pretty good.
If I could make a putt, I'd be in great shape in this tournament.
Scott struggling a little bit with the yellow AVR. And Danny's in with his medium spike. These guys are just going to clean up. Moving on. Hole 10. He started on hole 2, so we're going to finish the front 9 on hole 10. Three pars and a bogue. Hole 10 is kind of a difficult hole. Most players tend to make this a lot more difficult than it needs to be. The path on the right is OB, and of course the water on the left is out of bounds. Scotty's going, looks like he's going with the S-Line PD2. Hits the tree. And he's right of the path. Moe. Going with the defender again. Wow. Parked it again. Ryan, too tight a line. Danny's going Star Destroyer. That's nice and wide. And he stayed in bounds. Ryan's got a re-tee. He goes nice and wide. And he's out of bounds over across the path. But he gets to play it from over there. Ryan turning one over toward the path, which looks really scary, but he's got great control on that disc, and it's snuggled up right under the basket. Scotty with a little flick. Little mortar, Heiserbomb mortar. Danny's got a jump putt with the putter. Look at Moe. That's another birdie. That's a huge birdie. Moe's making these hard holes look easy with that monster sidearm. These guys are going to clean up. And that wraps up our front nine. Stay tuned for the back nine. We got a bird, par, bogue, double bogue, triple bogue. We got every kind of score on that hole. That was a bad one. We got Trojan shirts at FreshDiscGolf.com. Stop by, check it out. 2 different styles. Get your Trojan shirts. There's a little close up. One's kind of a hard rock, heavy metal look, and then the other one's kind of more sporty. Check them out at FreshDiscGolf.com. You're watching Bullseye Disc Golf TV. Hit subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and we'll see you at the back nine. Thanks a lot for watching.